You know, doing two services is kind of funny. So the first time we did that song this morning, Kai explained that that was from the new online hymnal that's being developed. We never have sung that song before. And it's funny, Kai, I feel like the first service, like they let you sing it through maybe like half a verse or the full verse. And these folks, you didn't explain that to. They're like, oh, we must know this song. Just jumped right in. Yeah. So don't tell people things. All right, that's a sermon. People are clapping. Thank you. Yay, new hymnal. That's right. That's right. What do people in Wisconsin say, by the way, if that was reversed? And you're like, I had a choice between Colorado and Wisconsin, and I chose Wisconsin. We had a knowing laugh, like, oh, Colorado, of course we choose Colorado. People in Wisconsin are like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, that feels weird. Anyway, glad you're here. I'm glad you survived. Oh, wait, that's your reflection. Okay, so actually this reflection is the first of a two-reflection series, a two-part series, and the second part will be in April. So you have to wait a long time. So if this was your first time here today, I'm afraid you're stuck. They're meant to be bookends, seasonal and spiritual bookends. In April, we will celebrate emergence, and today we will prepare for submergence. So last week, if you remember, if you were here, we met the season spiritually. We aligned our spirits with the rhythms of our mother and our mothers, which is to say our earth and our lineage. As our hemisphere settled into its decomposition, we welcomed our ancestors and beloved departeds into our bodies, our earth. We found there not only our ancestors, but our descendants as well, and we lingered with them all, the ancient and the not yet, at the threshold of the other world, and pondered what of them would we carry forward. We became aware that we are the threshold. And then, with gratitude for all they have given us and the wisdom that we received, we bid them farewell. Sort of. You see, by becoming aware of them in us and us in them, by recognizing that their aspects and our aspects are not so dissimilar, it might be that we are now more equipped to follow the course of the season with full awareness into the underworld, the realm of our ancestors and dearly departeds, the realm that they seem to inhabit more appropriately than the material world in which we typically operate here. So they may be our guides, our guardian angels, as we now cross the threshold into the dark. As the days grow short and shrouded, as trees bare their limbs and fields go fallow, as the musky scent of decay at a riverbank has, if you're lucky, become more prominent in your walkabouts, our whole hemisphere, and us with it, enters into a period of creative dormancy. So this is true both biologically and spiritually. Biologically, it is the season of breakdown and compost. Spiritually, it is that of the dream world, the other world, the underworld. And to me, there's but little distinction between the spiritual and the biological. And being aware of that makes each of them more meaningful. So before us is the season of the mists, the decadent time of year, and that we are aware of it and have prepared for it may prove to be a blessing and may make of this dreaming season an epoch of inspiration. So, all dreams are mystifying, changeable, ridiculous. Sometimes they are terrifying, sometimes they're ecstatic, but they're always otherworldly. And this is true even when the dreams seem so real, like right now. Given the strangeness and disorientation that is the very ecology of the otherworld, there may be moments of doubt and fear ahead. Be that as it may, we will not rush, for there is no rushing the world. We will neither hurry nor tarry, but we will abide here knowing that our presence in the underworld is for reasons larger than us, and an opportunity to come into harmony with those reasons. And though the road may at times be muddy and rough and our way unknown to us, we will accord to the spin of our mother and walk in the aspect of dream in harmony with our planet. For in the fullness of time, and if our time here is well spent, we are promised that the underworld will sprout. The dreamer will awaken, and the other will become us. But not yet. That's April. Now we must become dreamers first. It is not at present a time for making, but a time for reflecting. What work there is to do becomes internal. We must envision before we build. Dreaming is a necessary part of the cycle, and dreams realized are no longer dreams. Dreams need to incubate and mature and gather, in due course, a body, our body, in due course. Materialized too soon, dreams perish. They need to develop in the womb of the season until they are able to survive outside the womb. So let us set aside for a moment the need to materialize our every moment and press on into the world where inspiration is born and incubated, for the underworld is also a womb. Now, it's okay if you're currently perplexed, uncertain, befuddled, or confused. It is, in fact, appropriate. The other world is by its nature at least a little mystifying. If it's not mystifying, it's not likely the other world. Mystification is important. It's a kind of unmaking. In defying our expectations about how things work, like, say, a sermon, or an identity, or a nation, mystification breaks us down, takes us apart a little, and undoes our assumptions. Being mystified, which is to say having a mystical experience, overwrites our code, undermines our stories, and takes us apart to give us space to transform. And in this, we mirror the earth. We are of the earth. We are the earth. And the half of the earth that we occupy in this season is letting go, breaking down. It's decomposing, returning to its parts, returning to itself. It is a necessary transformation for the furtherance of life, and also for the evolution of ideas, and also for history. Compost turns death into life. It is a decomposition that is held in care. Just as we hold one another, the soil is held by the earth as it composts into something capable of fostering life once again, something resurrective and uprising, something transformed. And it's a decomposition that we will celebrate in ceremony next week during soil communion. So do remember to bring soil as a symbol of what you are decomposing, and also bring a dream to plant in the earth collected by our community. The underworld, otherworld, dream world, root world is a world of transformation. It is, in that sense, a chrysalis as well as a womb. It is a time to dissolve and release form, a time to dream and develop and learn. It's a time of disorientation and metamorphosis, a place where we are led and held in care by those no longer beholden to time. Our ancestors and our descendants, and perhaps eventually ourselves. And it is as natural as the spin of the earth. Now that spin is a vestige of the momentum generated by the forming of our solar system. That's why we spin. And our solar system itself was already spinning due to the creation of the galaxy and the universe. So the shifting season is a lineage itself, a line back to the great making, the origin of everything, the primordial patterning that made music out of nothing. And part of that music was a rest. Part of that patterning was the outward motionless and internal catharsis of a chrysalis. And this cathartic chrysalis, this creative dormancy, is not only necessary for the ecosystem, nor only necessary for each of us personally. From time to time, it is also necessary for the larger systems made when multiples of the entities that I just mentioned come together. So cathartic chrysalis is sometimes necessary for a nation, for a planet, for a paradigm. And I would suggest that sometimes is now. And I know you feel it. Our nation is undergoing a fit of unmaking. We will build something renewed. But first we must dream it. What will we build? Our planet convulses and seems to shake its mane like a dog shaking off ticks. We are not the ticks, but the systems that we have made. Systems based on infinite growth with finite resources are. We will build new systems, new ways of being in relationship with our planet, ways of meaning rather than exploitation. But first, we must dream them. So what new systems will we build? Both our nation and our planetary relationships are couched in yet a larger system, our paradigm, our worldview, our story of us and all we encounter. It's how we move into relationship with both of those systems. This also, and in natural accord with the other two, is experiencing collapse. Our paradigm is experiencing collapse. But like most so-called collapses throughout human history, this one will also obliterate hierarchy and require cooperation. We will craft a new story of who we are, what our purpose is, and how we relate to each other and the world. But first, we must dream it. What paradigm will we birth? And of course, you, personally, are included in this great remaking. It's a larger cycle containing the fractal cycle of our individual lives. What in you, then, needs to perish so that you may flourish? What in you needs to be released so that you loosen your grasp on your soul, give yourself space to transform? For before you know what you will do, you will need the space to transform. You need the space. You will need to compost a little bit. And then you may dream of how you want to be. So what will you dream? Now, next week, we will release and plant in the soil of community. We will begin to dream and walk in rhythm with the cyclical dance of death and rebirth, compost and creation. And it will be a dance. So let us then preview our dreams with a song. Please rise and body or spirit.